So why is it important to basically know the current market conditions? As we're going into the sellers part now. So why is it important? Should a seller know what the current housing market is?
Well, right now it's the seller's market still.
Okay.
It's still a seller's market because there's lack of inventory.
Okay.
Here in New York, anyway. I mean, I can't speak for other areas.
The whole globe, but okay.
But here there's a lack of inventory, which makes it a seller's market. And just as a realtor, when you go in and do a presentation for a seller, you should let the seller know these are the comps. This is what's going on right now.
Right.
You should expect this. You should expect that.
Right.
And the same thing with the buyers.
Right.
Let them know we're going to go out. We're going to look. But just so you know, we're in a seller's market.
Right.
When you put in an offer, you probably are going to have to come closer to as opposed to further away from asking price. There might be multiple offers.
Right.
You have to come in with your highest and best.
Right.
Those are the things that I make them aware
of. What is the importance of knowing if it's you just answered that. Kristin, you're so good. You answer these questions.
I know,
and
that's
it's like,
That's why I don't know why
out.
you read that disclaimer in the beginning.
Okay. What is the fair market value of somebody's home? Like, the fair market, what is somebody sees, this is the fair market value. What did that mean?
That means what the value is at that day, at that present time, compared to the other homes that have sold within, a couple of miles radius to that home. That's fair market value. So if the guy down the block sold for $380 and the guy 5 blocks away sold for $395, and they have the same house that you have, and they're comparable as in, same amount of bedrooms, same amount of bathrooms, and what have you, then you should be in that ballpark, anywhere from $380 to $400 as an asking price for the house.
Is there any connection to what sometimes the city sends you these values of your home as well? Is that a fair market value?
No.
What is that?
What is it that
That's
the city
how the
sends
city
you?
wants to tax you.
Okay.
They come up with their values, and a lot of times the values are inflated. Sometimes the values are under.
I think it's usually under.
It depends, but that's how they choose to tax you. How they come up with those values, I do not know.
Oh, so you're saying that just from
But when I give somebody a price, they come up, look what the city said. I don't go by what the city says.
Okay.
Neither do appraisers with the bank.
Oh, that's good to know. So
They
I'm glad you
just-
got to clear that up.
Yeah,
But how
that's
do they
tax
even
you.
know?
I don't know.
Like, how you just come up with a number, but it's no appraisal, it's no home
No,
inspection.
some of
you
those
just
values are so far-fetched. I'm like, what year is this?
Right.
Like, what year are they basing that on?
They mail it to you when you see it, and they're like, "Oh, your house value is," and they show you like
But the
from
lower
year
the
to
value,
year.
the lower they tax you. So
I don't know. Okay. All right. So
okay.
Oh,
all right. So basically, so now we're talking about the sellers. We have to enhance our house, right? As a seller, I'm selling my home. What do I need to do to make my house presentable for the buyers?
well, I always tell it depends. It's a situational thing. If you're going to sell your house right away, I don't suggest running out and putting in a new kitchen and putting in a new bath. If you're going to put it on the market within the next 3 months, just maybe put on a fresh coat of paint.
Okay.
Sell it as is, because you probably will not get back the money that you put in.
Right.
And also buyers like to put on their own touches. And I've had buyers buy houses with new kitchens and rip that new kitchen out because they didn't like the color of the cabinets. So if it's within 3 to 6 months you're putting your house on the market, just leave it. But if it's something you want to do and within 1 to 5 years you intend on selling at some point, kitchen is key.
Absolutely.
Bathrooms are key.
Absolutely.
People like to see new kitchens. People like new bathrooms. People like hardwood floors.
Yes, no carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Aesthetics.
So basically, that's the repairs too, as well. Well, outside as well.
Yeah.
When you come
Curb appeal.
I'm a
Curb appeal.
seller. You're coming in buyer. My curb appeal has to be, put in some fake grass.
Right.
oh, real? Not just fake. Could be real
Some
too.
grass.
Put in some turf in the front.
Some grass. Go to Home Depot. They have all these things at Home Depot that can make your home look just like on TV.
A couple of bushes, a couple of plants,
Exactly.
some flowers, some lights
brickwork.
down the walkway. That
You can buy your own brick. You can buy your own
Your
brick.
door, your front door.
Yes.
I'm big on front doors.
Yes.
I love front doors. And if I see a nice red front door,
Yes.
if I see a blue front door. I love that.
Yeah.
I think that just adds to the appeal
Even
of
a
a
doorknob you'll look
Yes.
at. People don't realize that certain things people do look at.
Yeah.
I mean, if
they
I'm
do.
going, the first thing, who you trying to impress? Who's the main person you're trying to impress as a seller when you see a buyer come in? The wife.
Yeah.
The girlfriend.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, the
woman
woman.
of the house.
They call it
Yeah.
shot.
She wants to see this
We call it
kitchen.
shot.
Yeah.
She wants to see
That's true.
where she's going to be,
Yeah.
I love this kitchen. And man, I'm not saying, you guys
Women
cook as
love
well.
kitchens and
but
bathrooms.
the
They
wife
do.
is usually, the kids, you want to see like what the sizes of the room. You want to make sure that these kids are not going to be bothered. Do they have a place to, enough space for themselves?
Right. You want to make sure they're on the other side of the house, far away from
Yeah.
you.
I think the guys just want to know the guys want to know how big the living room is.
How big is the living room?
The men always want a man cave. The
Right.
men
The basement,
always,
the living room.
Right.
the basement and the garage.
And the
Yes.
garage. That's
That's
all I wanna know.
No.
always-
You can sell a home to a big sports. What, man? And he goes downstairs and he see that
The
that's
basement?
already
Open
basement is
already.
set up for him already. He's like, oh no,
I'll
this is
take
it.
I'll
This is
take
it.
this. The kitchen,
get a
the
price.
kitchen is small. The bathroom is small.
Yeah.
Like, nah,
Jay,
give me
they come
that.
with that 20%. I don't need
Right.
that FHA loan.
Yep, you give them a bathroom and a big screen TV in that
Yes,
basement.
absolutely.
Good to go.
Absolutely.
All right. This is good. All right, so Christian, what is the best time to list your home for sale to maximize visibility and potential offers?
Right now, it's a seller's market. So anytime you list your house right now, you're going
Right.
to do good because people are out there buying and there are not a lot of houses on the market. But typically, spring, you want to get on the market in time so that the buyer could put their children, if they have children, into the schools and they could start school starting in
Yes,
September.
I read that. I did a little reading before you came in. I seen they say before school.
Yeah,
before school.
is ideally when you want, if you can't get it on the
You
market.
want to be settled in there by August. So you
Right.
want to legitimately get into contract with something by May, June.
Right.
Okay.
And that's spring going into
Okay.
summer.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
All right, what else I got for you here?
What do you got for me?
How does someone choose the right real estate agent?
Lyndon.
Who do you choose?
What should they? It's almost like picking your significant other. Experience. Experience from 100.
Experience.
Okay.
You got people that get their real estate licenses because they think, oh my God, I'm going to make so much money. And they're new in the business and they don't know what they're doing. I'm big on experience and knowledge. Experience and knowledge. That's who you, and someone you could trust.
Yeah.
You want somebody who's going to be with you from beginning to end. They're not going to disappear. When you have a barbecue, they're going to come to your barbecue and bring the ribs or something. That's
Bring
what
the beer.
Bring the beer. That's what I do. I supply the alcohol. But that's what you want. Someone who's with you and someone who knows what they're doing and someone who could put you in touch with all the right people to make it a smooth transaction.
And it's through referrals too.
Yeah.
I like a referral. I mean, if people feel comfortable with what someone they may know have already done. So once you build that first strong relationship, they're going to tell their friends. I worked with this realtor and she was fantastic. She was with me the whole way.
Yep.
And they, really, give me her name, give me her card. Because that's basically how businesses run.
That is.
People go where the known, as I would say.
And that's how you get most, not
95% of my
right, it's
business
through
is
referrals.
referrals. Oh,
yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
understand that. you
Yeah.
know. That's good.
That's good.
That's excellent.
I like
What are
that.
some of the costs associated with selling your home?
On the seller side?
Yes.
On the seller side, when you sell your home, well, your attorney fee, you have to pay transfer tax on the house. when you sell-
Transfer?
Yeah, transfer tax on your home when you sell it.
What is that?
It's money that you have to pay the state. And if you live in the city, you have to pay the city and state transfer tax.
I think that's on my paycheck.
Yeah.
What the transfer tax?
You don't pay it going in, you pay it going out.
Oh,
Yeah. You always, as a seller,
okay.
you always have to pay transfer tax.
I never knew that.
Yes.
So anyone who's selling a home, please be aware that you have to pay a transfer
tax, your attorney fee, and just like really little odds and ends. When it comes to selling and buying a house, the buyer pays most of the fees as far as
okay.
title and what have you, and their closing costs.
How should you stage and prepare your home for open houses and showings?
Well, I would declutter it first of all.
Okay.
Try to get it as decluttered as possible. People don't like to see cluttered. People like to see open. Please make sure you make your bed.
Oh God, you go into open houses and see unmade beds? No.
I see worse than that.
People, make your beds, please.
Make your beds.
I see worse than that.
If you're selling
Make
your
your
home,
beds,
make
put
your
your
beds.
laundry in the hamper.
Oh, wow.
No, and I'm being funny, but really, just make sure the house is clean.
Yeah.
And clutter free, and we're good.
Okay.
That
So,
makes a
Kristin,
good open house a good showing.
As an agent, I guess so. You would prefer a house to be vacant when people are looking to sell because it's easier for you. Because I think the scenarios where people are still kind of living in there or not fully moved out, they might have a lot of stuff in the house still because maybe they're in.
I like a listing either way. I don't care if you're living there.
Oh,
I
okay,
don't care if it's empty. I like to list
So
houses for
I
sale.
figured there'll be a more smoother.
There's more of an advantage because a lot of times there's, like you said, there's no one there, so there's nothing that has to get cleaned up or anything, and there's less intimidation on the buyer's end. A lot of times buyers like to go into houses where there's no one there.
I guess that's like
They like to take their time. They like to
psychological
look around. They like to look inside cabinets. They're more intimidated to do that when the seller's present for showings and the seller's there for open houses.
Because even when I look through homes and the realtor.coms, the pictures that look like people still have stuff in there, I always feel like you don't have the same urge to
Yeah.
it just feels different for some reason. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
I'm a
It's
little weird.
nice to have staging done. I like it when
Yeah.
a house is staged though too when it's empty because then you could see how things are going to fit. You could picture your couch. You could picture your bed. you know.
Right.
All right, so let's talk about the skills when it comes to negotiating strategies that will employ when evaluating offers from potential buyers. What are those strategies that a Kristin would use in evaluating, the offers?
In a case where, a house has multiple offers on it, which usually happens these days because that's just the
The
market.
inventory thing you talked about earlier, right?
Yeah, the first thing I tell the seller, let's look at the pre-approval. That's first and foremost. After the pre-approval, we move to down payment. Who has the better down payment? Who has maybe, their closing costs? And then motivation. Depending on the seller's time frame to get out, which buyer has the better scenario? Can you wait until the seller can get out? Do you have to get in right away? That's like the third in the scenario. But the two biggest are, you look first at pre-approval and down payment.
Okay. So now let's talk about
price.
the price, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Price. I'm sorry, that's top price.
The top